In this quick training lesson, I'm going to show you how to add depth and dimension by adding 3D lights to your scene. Hey everyone, my name is Cameron with Motion Science, and one of my members recently asked about adding 3D lights to a tunnel scene. I thought this would be a perfect example to teach you here on YouTube, so let's jump into After Effects. All right, here in After Effects, I've got a pretty basic scene set up now. If I unlock this camera, hit U, you're going to see this is just a very simple 2 keyframe camera move, where the camera is moving down a corridor of layers here. I can switch to a top view, and maybe that'll give you a better idea here. You can see these different colors here. These are the different layers in space, and these layers represent these different shape layers and precomps, right? So just kind of position through 3D space, the camera is moving through them, and if I play it, this is what it looks like. And it's, you know, it's interesting, it's cool. We got a little bit of animation here at the end, with these moons kind of moving outwards. Pretty simple, right? So how we can make this way more interesting is by adding 3D lights. To do that, we just need to make sure that all of our layers here are set to 3D layers. Now you can see here on the precomps that there's no 3D box here. It's like this axes symbol instead, and that's because if I double click any of these and open it up, you're gonna see that these layers inside the 3D comp are 3D already. So what happens is when I collapse transformations by clicking this button here, it recognizes that these layers are 3D inside of this pre-comp, so we can still have dimension as the camera flies through it. So let's start by adding some spotlights. So I have spotlight 1 here. I'm going to turn it on, and instantly you can see what a difference it makes here on the right side. If you're eager to create motion design that's gritty, atmospheric, and cinematic, like the example I'm showing you, I invite you to explore the Motion Science membership at www.motionscience.tv/mastery. Inside this membership, you're going to find hundreds of projects just like this one, including the project files, and it can help you elevate your motion design to develop a very striking cinematic style through our trainings, our techniques, and our supportive community. So I definitely invite you to check it out. Now let's go back to the training. Now on the left side here, if I zoom in like so, you can see our spotlight is right here, and it's pointing off here to the left, right? So we have a spotlight sitting back here behind the camera, and it's pointing off the left side here, which we see here. Now, if I hit AA, I can reveal the light options. The intensity is set to 30%. It's set very low instead of 100%. The color is off-white, small cone angle, cone feather, shadow darkness is 100%. Now, the other thing I want to be cognizant of is that these layers are also accepting lights, which all of these are turned to on. So we've got the first light here. Let's add a second light, and we're going to see it's right here further down the scene, and it's got a little bit bigger cone angle. We zoom in here, you can see that, and it's projecting light back in here. We're going to add this next one right here, and it's shooting over here, and we're going to add a fourth spotlight, which is sitting here, front here, and I should probably rearrange these. So we have spotlight 1 pointed off to the left, spotlight 2 pointed to the right, spotlight 3 is further back in Z, so it's just pointing straight back, and spotlight 4 is to the left, pointing straight back. So that's what we have so far here, looking pretty cool. And then I also have what is called a negative light, and this is going to be sitting further back in space here. The reason this is added is because if you look here, this background set of rings and elements is too bright, right? There's too much going on here. And if I hit AA on my keyboard, you can see the intensity of my negative light is set to a negative 117%. This means that anything set below 0 is taking light away from our scene. So this is a way to like pull light out of our scene. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm pulling light out of the background elements that we see here. So as you can see, adding 4 simple spotlights and a negative light to remove some light from the background creates this very cinematic, very epic looking fly-through tunnel. And that is how you add 3D spotlights to a tunnel or to any type of motion design to give it more depth and dimension and make it much more cinematic. As always, my name is Cameron with Motion Science. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.